Hey, Vinny.
Yeah, Cardiff?
Do you want to go subreddit surfing? I wanna go subreddit surfing. Grab your phone, let's go subreddit surfing. Cause I wanna go subreddit surfing with you. We talk to folks from different subreddits because sometimes we just don't get it. We explore all kinds of subreddits. Subscribe now or you will regret it. Do you want to go subreddit surfing? I wanna go subreddit surfing. Grab your phone, let's go subreddit surfing. Cause I wanna go subreddit surfing with you. Vinny and Cardiff go subreddit surfing. Mondays at 8 we are subreddit surfing. 10 is too late for subreddit surfing. So be here now for subreddit surfing today. Oh.
Ooh, hello everyone. Surfs
Hello.
up, internet, aloha, big kahunas. Welcome to another episode of Subreddit Surfing. This is kind of a different one. This is our first secret surf episode. Our Patreon's brand new. Thank you for joining us over here. Those of you who are watching live, the rest of you are watching this at our normal time on YouTube. So not live. Either
Not
way,
live.
tuning in.
Hello,
Cardiff.
future. I hope everything's okay in the Middle East by now.
Did you guys get that all settled this morning?
Yes, I hope so.
Did we get the speaker thing settled? Did we get anything settled?
Yes. So
Between
yes,
10 a.m. and 8 p.m.?
I hope so, Vinny. I hope so. So yeah, watching live on Patreon. This is exciting.
Yes,
Just
we're
for
very
our
excited.
big kahunas.
We're excited to have you here, and today's episode is going to be a really good one. As always, joining us is our producer, Jimmy the Lip. He's going to be hanging out with us. Good morning, Jimmy.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm going to bring you back in a minute, but we do have a very, very special guest who's joining us today, and
Very special guest.
I'm always excited to see her. I love her. She's great. She is the fantastic Chrissie Mayr. Good morning.
Hello, guys. Hello. Thanks for having me. I really feel like I should have brushed up on my surfing before coming here. This is all surf themed. It's very tropical.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You might be using your laptop mic, by the way.
God damn it. Hold, please.
No problem. No problem.
That's fine because what I said wasn't funny. Let's see.
You have a very nice mic in front of you. We don't want the Shure Corporation to be
Tell me
upset.
why. Can you tell me why every single time you have to reset your damn mic?
Because StreamYard sucks a bag of dicks.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And that's all it is.
I disagree. I like to say thank you to our friends at StreamYard for making this possible.
Yes. This episode is brought to you by StreamYard.com.
Let me
I
put
got
on
YouTube after
my
me. I need
background
StreamYard.
lights. I gotta do blue. All right, now I'm underwater as well.
Chrissie
Perfect.
Mayr, thank you for joining us this morning. It's exciting to have you here, especially exciting to have you here today.
Yeah.
Because we learned some big news last night.
Oh, you did, huh?
We did.
I didn't know if it traveled around into the subreddit surfing world.
Oh, it has. It has. It's been.
We shot up a flare this morning. Everybody was so happy.
Yes, I'm gonna have a little dabbler.
So
It's
excited.
crazy.
Oh, gee.
Yay.
Yes, Stuttering John knocked me up. I couldn't be more surprised.
Me
That would-
too.
How do you think Frank feels?
He's getting adjusted to the idea.
Good.
He's
I'm sorry, but it would be fantastic if Frank Pellegrino was getting cucked out by Stuttering John Melendez.
Especially because before I basically ruined my first interview with John all those years ago, he did low-key ask me out on a date. Stuttering John did, like, for the next time I was in LA. Imagine if I had taken him up on it. My God.
Unfortunately, you haven't been to LA since then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's there's a big X on it now whenever she looks at a map for a flyover.
Actually, I was what am I talking about? I was just in LA. I was there in September. And I did a show at the Pineapple Hill Saloon. I had a crazy heckler high on fentanyl that knocked one of my fans unconscious. So I think that was enough LA for me for now.
Most people are low on fentanyl when I see them. I haven't met a lot of high on fentanyl people. That would usually just bring you. I was at a concert a couple of weeks ago. There was a guy who was ODing on fentanyl. It looked like he just passed out right in the front in front of me.
It's
And I
really
stepped back and he just hit the ground. It was
It's wild because I'm in New York City once a week. I'm going in actually later today. I'll be hosting, guest hosting for Anthony Cumia at 4 p.m. Eastern before doing my show
really
Wet Spot at 7 p.m. Eastern. But coming out of the subway, there, I saw the other day a couple guys shooting fentanyl just into their feet, which I had never seen before. I've seen people shooting stuff into their necks and like all the other classic zones of your body, I guess.
Like
And
the arm is just hack at this point.
the arm
Well,
has been done. It's been done to death.
what I have found out is that people who shoot into their feet have run out of other places to shoot.
What do you mean
And
run out? Doesn't the skin, I don't know. It's just a needle,
well,
right?
these people have like crazy track marks all up their arms, and they run out of places that it physically hurts them to put the needles in.
Whoa.
And maybe for the record, for YouTube, we shouldn't be instructing people how to.
No.
do
You know, it's a
this.
horrible thing. I barely knew what I was looking at. New York City is a very scary place. It's very mysterious. I don't understand what's happening.
Yeah, let's move
Stay
on.
in
Between the
school.
toes, people.
Stay
Between
in
the toes.
school, get vaccinated, vote for Biden.
Yes,
Get boosted.
definitely.
Yeah.
All those things.
They were just
are
giving
fantastic.
themselves boosters.
Yes. Congratulations, Chrissie Mayr. Mama Mayor.
Thanks, Potato.
I look forward to meeting Oscar when he's born.
Oscar.
Now, let's see. Have you thought about names yet? Have you gotten into any of that?
We've thought about names. We're not like 100% yet. And I don't know. It seems like it's like, it feels like vulnerable enough to like reveal that you have a squatter. And I just feel like, I don't want to give out like the names or like what we're thinking of. I don't know. It
Right.
feels too soon to call.
Just don't let Frank give it one of those guinea names.
Oh, like
like Vinny.
Giovanni or something like that.
Yeah. If it ends in a vowel, it's off limits. All right.
What is this? Again, you, Tukey, everybody with the casual racism towards the Italians.
Yes.
It's unbelievable.
Or it's like, right. Or it's like, or my side of the family, I could give it like a German name, like Adolf, or like a Norwegian name, like Gunther, or something.
I think Hans Meyer has a
Hans.
lovely ring. Lovely ring. Now, Chrissie, I don't think you're aware of what we do here on Subreddit Surfing, but just to fill you in and everybody who's watching live and watching us tonight on YouTube, I want to let you know that today's page that we are going to be surfing is one that we absolutely adore. And it's a page where you will feel better about yourself and your life circumstances by the time we're done with this.
Oh, good. Okay. I need that.
We're going back to one of our favorites, Chrissie, just for you, because we finally found someone whose voice I think will help us understand what these people are talking about.
A feminine touch.
A feminine touch is what we're missing on the show. I mean, it's just all heavy-handed.
I mean, we have Jimmy, actually.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But we're going to visit Am I the Asshole today.
Oh, please.
Now, for those of you who don't know about this page, they describe it as a catharsis for the frustrated moral philosopher in all of us, and a place to finally find out if you were wrong in an argument that's been bothering you. So basically, people have made a mess of a situation in their lives, and they go to Reddit to make themselves feel better about it, which is I guess if it works for you, it works for you, but it's cheaper than BetterHelp.com, but I don't think it's going to get you that far down the line. And the reason I asked you about baby names, Chrissie, is because our first post is about baby names.
No way. Were you planning on doing this? Is it a huge coincidence?
Not until I saw your Twitter this morning. I wasn't.
Oh.
We're professionals here, Chrissie Mayr.
Wow. So relevant. Topical.
All right. Well, here's the question. The first one that's going to be posed to us. Am I the asshole for refusing to let my wife name our kids something stupid?
I already know that they're assholes because I see that they're 25 and 23 years old. Like, I don't even think we need to read further.
Age definitely does add a disqualifying factor to me thinking you're not an asshole. Oh, you're 18, you're 19, and you're posting on Reddit about your mom and your dad. Probably an asshole. I get that. Now, this is a 25-year-old male and a 23-year-old female. They are married and they're having their first child together. She's currently 9 months pregnant and she could give birth at any time. Now, this is where it all starts, according to the poster. It all started when we found out the gender of the baby. We did not do a gender reveal and decided to find out the gender at one of her checkups because we didn't want to spend time making 2 lists of names. Then we'd have to get rid of one of the other lists. So after we found out we're having a boy, we sat down and made the list. And most of the names she suggested were normal until the one that caused me to write this post. She suggested we name our son Mune. I think that's how you would say this. Mune.
Maybe it's pronounced money.
That's okay. Okay.
Because don't Hispanics and Black people like to give their kids like royalty and like riches and money names like Diamond or Sapphire or Cash Money?
Well, yes,
Mune.
actually.
Mune. Yeah, Mune. It's not quite mule. It's not quite immune.
Is it moon? Is it just like a shitty spelling for the word moon?
No.
How would you say this?
Moon is like a girl. I mean, I could be convinced that moon would be for a girl. But,
hey, Jimmy, can you Google Mune and find out what it means? Oh, thank you, Jimmy. Jimmy has just sent me.
I got you the link right there, my man. My
All
potato.
right.
Mune, the masculine name Mune, is used in Australian. Other countries in which the name Mune has been used are what? Mune is not very commonly used for a baby name for a boy. It is not ranked in the top 1,000 names. It's an Australian name, and it's pronounced. It's not working. God damn it!
Yeah, it's probably pronounced Mune.
There it is. Mune.
Mune.
He goes on to say that she told me the name was from this movie she watched when she was younger and that it always stuck with her. I told her the name was a little out there and he would get made fun of for it.
Hey, Mune. Dun, 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 dun.
Your name is dumb.
Yeah.
Your mom watched a stupid movie.
Your mom's a dumb cunt. That's bad.
Okay. She claimed he wouldn't get made fun of for it, and we started going back and forth trying to decide whether to add the name to the list or not. Eventually, she agreed to keep the name off the list. We picked some that we liked, and I thought that was it. Okay. You had the conversation.
They didn't go with Mune.
They didn't go with Mune, but he goes on, Chrissy.
Oof.
He's got more to say here. Later on in her pregnancy, her mom decided to throw a baby shower as it was her first grandchild, and my wife's pregnancy was almost over and we hadn't celebrated it. It was fine for the most part until we started to open the gifts. Most of them were normal baby things like diapers and bottles until we got her mom's gift. My wife opened the gift bag and pulled out a blue handmade blanket. It seemed normal enough at first until my wife unfolded it, and lo and behold, there was the name Mune written on it.
Everyone needs a Mune blanket. I think that's actually hilarious and a funny memory. Like, I would do this if I ever had a kid. Like, I would just sarcastically knit a blanket with a stupid name on it and be like, "Oh, you told me you were gonna." I think that's funny.
Well, I always joked with my wife. I said, if we were ever gonna have a baby, I'm just gonna tell everybody we're naming it Elvis.
Yeah.
For 9 months, and just say, yeah, Elvis, that's the baby's name, and then tell them the real name, obviously, like, by the kid's 8th or 9th birthday. But I just think it's a great joke to play on everybody. But Mune is a little out of hand, I think. Now, he says when I saw it, I was pissed, but didn't want to cause a scene, so I stayed quiet. After that reveal, I had family members come up to ask me about the name and why I hadn't told them. Okay, I didn't know what to tell them as I didn't have a clue about this either, and just had to embarrassingly tell my family that, which pisses me off even more. So now I look like a dumbass who wants to name my kid Mune in front of my family because
this is terrible.
You and your mom have some Aussie fetish. What is this about?
Imagine getting guilted by a blanket, like getting strong-armed into naming your kid dumb by a blanket.
Okay. You can't, a blanket should not dictate what a child's name is.
Unless you're Michael Jackson, of course.
What if Mune is just some like high-end brand name for blankets that we're not aware of?
Oh, it's a Mune. This is beautiful.
This is a $300 Mune I just gave you for your.
That's expensive. That'll last.
Now, let's keep going here. Let's figure out how this ends with them. Once the event ended, And my wife and I went home. I started to question her about that name. She gets defensive and told me that it was a good name and that I was overreacting about it. I brought up the earlier points and told her it was a stupid name for a kid. And if she wanted to name something Mew so bad, she should use the name for a dog.
It's actually a great name for a cat because it has Mew in it.
Oh my God. And you know what, though? I would go dog because I have the blanket already.
What, cats don't use blankets?
I guess cats use blankets, but I mean, they.
A dog in a blanket is pretty adorable, though.
Yeah, dogs do love their blankets.
So she calls her mom, called her to come pick her up. After she left, she called me and told me she wouldn't be coming back for a while.
What?
Everyone I've talked to about this says I am not the asshole. And now that my wife has been gone and I've been thinking about it, I feel like I could have handled the situation better.
No, she schemed with her mom. This is a manipulative tactic on behalf of the wife and the mom. You know what? Maybe I don't blame the mom. She could have lied to her mom and been like, "We're both in total agreement about the Mune. Go ahead and knit that blanket."
I hope the mom was like, I can't believe my daughter's naming my grandchild this as she's knitting it. Wouldn't it be funny if we found out that the mom is just trying to be supportive of her dumb daughter?
Yeah, I wish it was like Mune with a question mark. Like,
I wonder. I'm sure there've been breakups in relationships while someone was pregnant. I'm not wishing anything on you, Chrissie Mayr. That's not where I'm going here.
Okay.
But do you think there's ever been a breakup over a baby name? Like,
I'm sure there has. There's been breakups for probably every conceivable reason at this point in human history. Wow. Yeah.
Mama, why are you and Daddy not together? Well,
it's interesting.
Cunt Lips. I didn't want to name you Cunt Lips, but
it's not something you really have maybe that much time to think about, because if you're a girl who makes a baby name list before you're even pregnant, like that's kind of cringy. And but I guess you do have like a good 6 months. Like I used to think, oh, you have 9 months. It's like, no, like some people don't know they're pregnant for like a month or 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks. 7 weeks in my case. So but you have a solid 6 months to talk about it.
This kind of reminds me of a story from my family. My grandmother was really mad at my grandfather over the name of my uncle. Who was also named Vincent. I was named after him, not the middle name though, because the middle name, she wanted to name him Vance. And my grandfather said that is a
like
stupid
shoes?
name. V-A-N-C-E, Vance was the name my grandmother wanted. And my grandfather was like, what, are you crazy? He was from Italy. You know, he's like, no, we're naming him Vincent. It's a good name. So they put Vincent on there. When my grandmother did it, she made his middle name Vance. And
what about like a Vancent? That's a combination.
Compromise.
Yeah.
They didn't believe in that in like the 40s. There was no such thing as compromise in relationships.
There was no compromise. He would just get hit and then do whatever he said.
Yeah. But she went behind his back. And my uncle, who, you know, God bless him, he's a little slow-witted. He's the Fredo of the family, this guy. They used the forceps on him when he was born. God bless him. Yeah, it wasn't great.
So but, they squeezed his head too much?
Yeah, they did. And it looks a little bit like...
how else are you supposed to get out of there? Like, what are people doing now? Just using their hands?
What they try to do now is they put a little feather underneath their noses to try to get them to sneeze.
Or they put the mother's hand in warm water.
Oh, that's way less invasive.
Come right out.
I was thinking.
I'm not going to tell Chrissie Mayr some of the horrible delivery stories I've heard recently about trying to pull babies out.
Tell me.
What was the one not too long ago where the head ripped off?
Oh, yeah. Oh God.
Yeah, they ripped a baby's head off.
Again, I'm not telling you that one.
I think Chrissie I did hear about that one.
Yeah, it was like a month ago or so, maybe 2 months.
But it was like in the third world. It was like in a shithole country. It was not. So we're not doing that here.
Yes.
To be fair, they were all going around the mulberry bush during the delivery.
I believe it was in Canada.
Yeah, the doctor was just too excited to pull it out.
Yeah, didn't he like wrap it up in a blanket too and try to like put the head back on?
Put it back.
Yeah.
That's why you always have to have duct tape in the delivery room.
Like pull like a Chris Farley and just when it falls off, like, what'd you do?
Oh, like with the bird.
Oh my God, it was fine when I pulled it out. I don't know what's your
Yeah.
problem.
Oh god.
So welcome to the Creep Off pre-show.
Woo!
Oh, yeah. I'll be
Got
live
dark.
with Carl
This is
at
very
1 o'clock.
dark for 10:21 in the morning.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And again,
Yes.
congratulations, Chrissie Mayr. I hope we're not.
I hope the head stays on.
I do
All right.
hope the head stays on.
Let's vote. Is this guy the asshole in this
No.
situation? No. Cardiff? What does that mean? What does that even mean?
I thought we agreed that was no. This is asshole. This is... Or no. Never mind. It's this. Yes, not
an
the asshole.
asshole.
That's
Okay.
not really clear.
Not even a little bit. And I like how he says, I thought we had this settled, Vinny. I thought we had this settled. You're going to understand my ridiculous soundboard with Howard Stern 1997 references on it. I'm supposed to
Well,
understand.
one is someone drowning. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay,
You're right
how
on.
many old Howard Stern drops do you have on your board? I'd like to know this before we proceed.
And how did you get them?
I have a few. Would you like to go through the soundboard for our Patreon members?
Sure, why not?
All
What do you
right.
got? I'm sure this is fascinating to Chrissy.
I hope
No,
so.
it is. I just got some drops myself for a super chat.
Oh,
That's my favorite.
angry
I hear
apple.
that a
Oh,
lot. That
jeez.
I'm not good anymore because
That's about it. That's all I got
Okay.
for Stern stuff. We had Crazy Cabby on Be
Ooh.
Dabbling Live Saturday morning, so I had to pull some old Stern drops.
All right, so let's move on and find out about some more people who want to know if they're the asshole, Cardiff. I think it's your turn to tell us about a post.
I have a quick one. This is just a title. This is maybe just a question for Chrissy to answer. Again, this is something she'll be facing.
The answer is yes.
All right. Next one is, am I the asshole for scolding my husband for using the term babysitting when referring to our
Yes.
own kids?
You are an
Fathers out
asshole.
there, you're not babysitting your kids. I think we can all agree.
I think scolding someone over it is silly because that's just the colloquial term, like Kleenex, or I don't know.
Is there an alternative to that? Am I supposed to say I'll be fathering my children tonight?
Yeah,
so I
I'll
can't
be
go bowling?
watching.
I just got the kids. I got the kids.
I'll probably call it babysitting at one point.
But I think we should be looking at this the other way. Is she the asshole for not being with her kids?
Maybe it depends how old they are, and it depends like what. No, I mean all moms need a break, I guess, at some point, maybe to go get your hair done or something.
Are you going to be like Bonnie and you're going to have the kid at the comedy club with you? Sitting in a booth somewhere?
I don't know. I've seen people carry babies on stage. I mean, I think Ali Wong did it best. Like she just looked amazing pregnant and was just so funny and banged out 2 pregnant specials. So
Listen,
I don't know. I think I don't know. It might be. Is it a little weird to see a baby on stage?
I think so.
Well,
Yeah.
But I think you'll find has Ali Wong ever breastfed during a stand-up act?
Now
As part of the
that
special?
that would get some attention.
Mm-hmm. Just put that one in your back pocket.
I've seen many performers bring their children with them through the club, and I've always felt that was a little weird because like your
Like
kids
nobody want. It's the
Nope.
same thing when you see a kid at a day job. You're like, I don't. Okay, it's a weird mixing of worlds.
Yeah, seeing a kid in the green room is like being in your office and seeing a kid with some crayons by the copier.
Oh, it's sad. It's like something went wrong. If you see a kid at
What-
your job, someone fucked up somewhere.
Yeah. Hold on. What do the kids have by the copier, Vinny?
crayons.
That's not what you said.
Did you say cranes?
I probably said crayons.
Yep. That's what you said.
Got a bunch of crayons.
You Rochester redneck.
Jimmy, would you please go back and
Crayons.
edit that for me later?
I
Yeah,
love
sure.
crayons. I would call them that. now.
Crayons, everyone. Crayons.
So,
Crayon,
Chrissy, I have
crayon.
another one for you. So this is your first child, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, for
So
sure.
you're going to be
I don't know
experiencing
if you could
some
tell
of the-
by my amazing physique, but yes, this is the first
Yes,
one.
we were all talking about it earlier. We were looking at pictures.
So you'll be having to engage in the school, the other moms at school, that kind of dynamic is something you're going to have to adjust to. So here's one for you. Am I the asshole for telling one of my daughter's classmates' moms to fuck off about what I put in my daughter's lunch?
Ooh, no. Because
Well, hold on.
what
What did
prompted
she put in
this?
the lunch? What did she put in the lunch? Did she
actually
give it a
sounds-
2-liter About Dew with
Right.
a
Was there
handle
a
on it?
was there a White Claw in there? What was in the lunch,
No,
and what did the
it's-
woman say?
It sounds actually rather delicious. For some context before the story, I cook Asian food regularly for dinner and for my daughter Lily's lunches at school. My family enjoys these foods. I like to cook these foods, and my mom cooked a bunch of these foods growing up since she's half Japanese. Oftentimes, I'll give my daughter some leftovers from last night's dinner, plus a fruit and veggie or a snack, or I'll make a quick little bento box or something
Wow.
thing really quick. A nice little bento box for a 7-year-old's lunch. That's
Are you
fantastic.
kidding me? I lived on peanut butter and jelly for a good 13 years.
If I see another mortadella on Wonder Bread sandwich, I will kill somebody.
And then like orange goldfish. That was the go-to.
Wow,
I'm
you
just
really are young.
thinking
You had
about this.
goldfish. I was around before goldfish were invented.
Oh wow.
Japanese food, man. Maybe the other mom was like upset because the sushi wasn't like staying good until lunchtime.
Right. Was
that
it
is-
tuna? Was it tuna like getting hot in the locker or something? Was it not
Yeah.
refrigerated?
Is this kid's like food stinking up the entire like place? Is that why the other mom's yelling at her?
Well, let's see. So after school one day, my daughter wanted to play on the playground for a bit before we went home. I said she could play for a few minutes, and she ran off to play. I was waiting next to this other parent who we'll call Deborah. While I was waiting, Deborah came up to me and asked if I was Lily's mother. I said yes. She said, "Well, your daughter's lunches have been bothering my son. And I would like to ask you to pack something else."
Fuck off is exactly the appropriate response.
How are they bothering him? She then proceeded to start talking about her son was complaining about my daughter's lunches smelling terrible and that he thought it was disgusting. She also said her son didn't eat most of his lunch because he was so grossed out.
Your son is a pussy, okay?
How do you
How
find out?
How we all
it's
this
gay,
is how we
isn't
all
it?
grew up. Like there was no like, oh, I'm being picky or oh, smell. Guess what? If you didn't eat your shit, you'd starve. Okay. There was no alternate lunch. There was no alternate dinner. There was no choose your own adventure with food. Yeah, tell your son he's a pussy. And you know what? It's good. Kids need to be exposed to different types of food early on. She should have stabbed him with a chopstick.
Could you imagine this conversation between the son and the mother? Mom, his lunch made me feel sick. I'm not going to eat this because his food is gross. And the mother having the gall to realize I need to have a conversation with her. I need to go set her straight about what how her rudeness is affecting my boy.
Are you kidding? And even if life is about dealing with annoying people, it literally never ends. And it's a great lesson for like, yeah, you don't have control over other people. And even if this situation was to be alleviated and you're right, I'll make something less stinky. Guess what? There's going to be another kid with a stinky lunch. And then there's going to be another and another and another thing. And your parents can't always fix annoying people around you in life.
The world is filled with stinky lunches, kid.
Yes.
Get over it.
So
and stinky people.
I want to finish. I want to finish this post, but this brings me back. I remember as a kid, I guess where I grew up, maybe 10 years prior, there was a big influx of Italian immigrants.
Oh,
someone needed to build the roads.
You're gonna be insulting my people soon. I see what's happening.
Someone needed to build the houses. Someone needed to whatever. So I guess there was a lot of anti-Italian sentiment. Maybe
yes, they were like the Mexicans.
They were like the Mexicans. So we had to read a book in grade school. I don't remember the title of the book, but the gist of it was Joe's Stinky Meat.
Yeah,
And
we talked about this. The
We
poor
have?
kid. Yeah, the poor kid had to bring the mortadella to school because that's all they had, and all the other kids like, "Oh, your food is terrible." And then he brought enough for everybody, which is weird, Cardiff, because if the family's poor, they can't afford.
Kind of expensive, yeah.
Yeah, how do you feed the whole class?
Well, that's
mortadella is actually just fancy bologna. It's bologna with pistachios in it.
So the moral of the story was once everybody tried Joe's stinky meat, they all ate stinky meat for lunch. So maybe that's what this girl needs to do is bring some sushi for the entire class.
She needs the whole class to try her stinky fish, and then she'll be the most popular gal in school.
And when she's older, she can use the same tactic.
Yes.
Teach a girl to fish. Wink.
Mhm. I said, so the mom replied, I understand your son doesn't like the smell, but can't he just sit somewhere else?
Exactly.
And Deborah said, are you kidding me? My son shouldn't have to put up with whatever crap you make your daughter bring to school.
Oh,
it's disgusting.
Fuck
And she
that.
started making more vaguely racist complaints. She said, listen, I understand your son might not like my daughter's food, but he can very easily just not sit next to her. I'm not changing what's in my daughter's lunches because your kid doesn't want to exist near Asian food. Fuck off. She angrily stomped off with her kid when my daughter was finished playing, so we went home. I talked to my husband about it, and he said that maybe I shouldn't have told her to fuck off to avoid her bothering us in the future.
No, I'd be like, guess what? You're going to have sardines for lunch every day. Enjoy.
Yeah, I think that, I bet the mom stepped it up now.
I actually ate a ton of sardines as a kid. Like anybody else, like we always had so many in the pantry.
I don't know how they get restocked. That's what I don't understand. I feel like there was always a jar of sardines.
You're frozen, Vinny.
There was always a jar of sardines in the pantry, but I don't know who ate them in my house. It might have been the same can for my entire childhood.
Oh my God.
Expired in 1984.
That you peel back like they were like a little box, and you just like peel off the top. I would eat them out of the can after school.
Yeah, producer Chris loves those too. And then he uses the juice to slick back his hair.
Oh.
Now, folks, what's our next post, Cardiff?
Here's a great one. For Chrissie. Again, I don't think this is something that we could, as three gentlemen, I don't think we can answer this question. But now that we have the strong voice and opinion of a woman, maybe she can shed some light. Maybe she'll tell us this is absolutely normal and we are the crazy ones. Am I the asshole for telling my niece I don't want her soaking her pads in the sink?
What?
Okay, so yes, okay, good. So we can just move on then. Nothing
yeah,
to
you're
see
right.
here?
We can, because even if this
Have
is
you
what I
ever
can't
hold
stand
on.
about, like, if there's these earthy, crunchy chicks who do the freaking diva cups, maybe they have reusable menstrual products, which is just like, why do that to yourself? Like, it's bad enough that you have to like deal with your own blood for 5 days out of the month, but like, what are you gonna have, a cup of blood, throw it at somebody? What are you gonna wring out your shit? And that's I mean, unless you live alone and you're not or you're the most impeccable clean person, like if you're gonna do that shit, you better leave no trace of that anywhere, because that is disgusting, even for other women to witness.
Yeah, aren't you supposed to put it in your garden to compost with or something?
Unless she's washing pads that you can just throw away, I'm concerned about this person. I feel like she needs a female influence to steer her right.
Let's find out. My brother, his wife, and their 2 kids are on vacation with me and my family. My niece started her period a couple days in, and unfortunately, she uses cloth pads. This is fine. I've heard that it's better for the skin and such.
No,
However, the
fuck that.
issue comes that she's soaking her pads in the shared bathroom every day. She soaks them and when they need cleaning, before tossing them in a wet bag. So I guess she's throwing them in a bag and then bringing them. Maybe the vacation is the time to use something disposable. Maybe that's the.
Yes, of course. That's really disgusting.
So she'll go into the bathroom, change, toss it in the sink, and then leave while it's soaking and go do other things. Several times now.
Change my fucking locks. I wouldn't let her back in the building.
People are gonna be like, "Oh my God, someone in the family's hurt. Like, what did you just have an abortion in the sink? Like, what?"
Well, let's find out what it looked like several times now.
What happened to little Mune?
I've gone into the bathroom to see her pads floating around in a bloody bath. And it's nauseating.
I would say, God, I don't know. Can you throw them into a washing machine?
Yeah, it seems like they're at a hotel or an Airbnb or something.
Yeah, then
so
don't put your family through that. That's so disgusting.
I also hate the fact that we're washing our hands and brushing our teeth in a sink that has had her period blood in it.
Ah.
How's that
That's
apple?
like, that's borderline witchcraft. You know what I mean?
I spoke to my brother about it, and he seemed unbothered. Once he himself came into the bathroom and cleaned it. Once he himself came into the bathroom and cleaned it for himself, I was, in his words, bitching about it.
Yeah, well, he was a
he's-
little anxious to get in there and happy and excited to go in there and clean it. So there might be something wrong with that brother.
Oh no.
He seems happy to indulge this behavior. I was getting nowhere speaking to him, so I spoke to my niece directly. I first asked her not to which she replied. Her reply was, use the other sink. And when I told her it really wasn't appropriate, she told me she didn't care and that I was letting my internalized misogyny shine through.
Wait, how old is this girl?
Young enough to use the term.
Yeah, you know, I blame whatever female influence in her life convinced her to use reusable menstrual products.
Yes,
or maybe she's in an earthy, crunchy phase, but
I'm not sure. But I believe if you look at the package of the reusable pads, it is actually called Stop the Internalized Misogyny, because that's probably where she got the term from. I stopped the conversation, but she told her parents that I was making her feel ashamed and that they have both taken her side.
No, man.
I decided to let it go, but
do
the
that
tension's
shit
still thick.
in your own house. If you can afford to pay your own rent one day and you have your own sink, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Okay. And then it's up to like you and your roommates or whatever. I think, yeah, anytime there's a shared space, it's like you better. I always feel like I try to leave a place like I've never been there, you know, especially the bathroom. You have to leave the bathroom like you've never been there. Sometimes better than I found it, because I was a Girl Scout.
Stoneman623, I would poop in the sink to send a message. Yes, that is a great response.
So I know a fish in a newspaper, a horse head in a bed. What is menstrual blood in the sink be? What is the message there?
6 more weeks of winter? I don't know.
Maybe it's good news. Maybe it's like, hey, everybody, look, I'm not pregnant.
Yes.
Sorry, Chrissy.
Oh, that's so gross. I don't.
Maybe next time. Yeah, wow. That's a doozy. I think Jimmy found that one. So thank you, Jimmy, for
disgusting.
For saving me buying lunch today.
Yeah, we're all.
You know what? If you really want to do that, get a bucket. And like go and like if you have to soak it, get a little bucket. Do it in your room. Do it away from people. And then if it has to soak, then deal with it. And then you better damn sure you're cleaning up after yourself. It's just I'm embarrassed to even like hang up my underwear and dry it. Like I'm embarrassed for people to like see my bras hanging up. You know,
or at least ask
you're mortified when people see my bras.
Yes, look at them. There's a whole drawer right here.
That's what's in that drawer. Now everybody who watches your show is just going to be sitting there going, "That's the bra drawer."
Yep, and there's socks in here.
Okay.
And bathing suits in this one.
Okay. So, can we talk about some lady fights that I just don't understand? Can I move on to my next? Am I the asshole? Now, I've been married for 14 years, and sometimes my wife will tell me about feuds that her friends are having that I just don't understand, because these things seem foreign to guys. And this is one of them that somebody had posted just, I believe, yesterday. They posted this one. I am a 23-year-old female, and I have a friend, Sarah. She didn't have a problem mentioning Sarah's name. Recently, Sarah has gained some weight. So she also brought some new clothes. I met her this week, and she was complaining about she had tried on a dress and it hadn't fit. However, she wasn't able to return it, and she had waited a day too long to be able to take it back to the store. I agreed that was annoying, but the dress looked cute, and I didn't think it should go to waste, so I offered to buy it from her. She agreed. It was a little big in places. I mean, this is so passive-aggressive the way she writes this about Sarah. But I really liked how it looked, and it's probably one of my favorite dresses. On Friday, Sarah was hosting a birthday party for her boyfriend, Sam, the chubby chaser. No, she didn't write that in here. Most of the other girls were wearing dresses. I decided to wear the dress I bought from Sarah, as no one else had seen it yet, and it was cheaper than buying a new dress. Before I left, I took a photo with some of the other girls who were coming. Sarah messaged me asking if I could please not wear that. Turns out she hadn't bought it from the shop. It was actually a gift from Sam, and she didn't want to tell him that it didn't fit.
Okay.
This
I
dress,
think I would say maybe I would explain, because you kind of don't have control over when someone once you sell or give a friend a thing, you really shouldn't have control over when they decide to wear said thing. I would say to my man, I would be like, look, she's actually going through like a lot of financial problems right now. And she cried to me the other day that she had nothing to wear. She doesn't have anything nice. So I gave her this dress. And like
yeah,
if
look at her.
he
She's wasting away to nothing. She doesn't even have money for
yeah.
food.
I'd be like, she's anemic. She, she stopped getting her period. She has nightmares. I don't know though. I think it's strange. Like, do you guys buy dresses for your women? It's a strange thing.
Does seem like a strange gift to give.
It is.
I have been shopping with my wife and said, "Oh, you like that dress on me?"
Unless maybe it's like, oh, I think you would look really sexy in this. Maybe he's trying to get the spice back in their relationship, and it's like a sexy little number. But in that case, you have to say this is not the right size. Like I love this, but let's try to return this and get one size up or something.
Right.
All problems happen due to lack of communication.
Well, even too, she lied to her friend that she bought this dress, and then the lie came back to bite her in the ass.
Yeah.
Maybe.
When did you think she was never gonna wear it around you? That's stupid.
Well, there's more to the story.
Is there shoes involved too?
No shoes, thank God.
This size 14.
Oh.
It turns out was way more expensive than she had told me, and it came from a specific designer. At this point, we were about to get into my friend's car when I received the message about not wearing the dress to the party. So I didn't want to tell everybody to just like wait for me. I'll go change. So I just acted like I didn't see the message. So she shows up at the party.
Good.
When we got there, Sarah took me aside and told me she would give me a lift home to change.
Okay, that's insane.
I said no, and she told me to leave. At this point, I was annoyed.
Was it the party of the girl who sold her the dress?
Yes, it was the boyfriend's birthday party. Sam's birthday.
Oh my God. Men don't notice what the fuck you wear. Throw a damn sweater over it. You know what I do? I would get someone's cardigan and be like, here, I don't, but also you don't have to do anything because I don't think the average man would notice that. They could be like, oh my God, she bought the same dress. You know what I mean?
She says that Sam later that evening complimented the dress and said it was just like one he had bought Sarah not that long ago for their anniversary. At that point, she said she wasn't feeling well and went upstairs to what I assume was gorge. She messaged me this morning, called me a bitch and an asshole. I felt like I should have been more considerate. Am I the asshole?
No, because she asked you to do an unreasonable thing. Like, because of her lack of communication in her own relationship, she made her friend feel uncomfortable, gave her like logistical quandaries. She kind of ruined her night. So the girl who sold her the dress is the asshole. Because you sell someone a piece of clothing, there's no stipulations on when and where. I've had friends give me clothes. You know what I mean? Like,
unless you put the stipulation up front. Hey, I'm gonna give you a great deal on this, but
well,
I think that's fair.
Be straight and say, hey, listen, I can't wear this dress. Sam bought it for me. I can't take it back. I'm kind of embarrassed by that. And if she offered to buy it at that point, you're on Front Street and she knows the deal. There's no reason to lie.
This reminds me of the Seinfeld episode where the comic, I forget his name, he wanted to give Jerry a brand new Armani suit, but like basically hung it over his head for weeks. It was like, oh, you owe me a meal. And then he would go out to eat with him like time and time again. Oh, well, this doesn't count. It's not the meal. I just had soup. And Elaine's like, did he crumble any crackers? And he's like, yeah, he did. So then it's a meal. And then, you don't want to deal with someone like that.
Yeah. So like something like this happened to me once. Vinny's wife bought Vinny a nice t-shirt for a present, but it didn't fit him. It was too tight. So the last time I was in Rochester, Vinny said, hey, Cardiff, here's a great t-shirt for you. It doesn't fit me. It's too tight for me, but you could take it. And then Vinny came over to my house a few months later, and we were using it to cover the house as we were getting fumigated.
Really?
It was a little awkward.
All right,
Aw.
motherfucker. All right,
Is
cartoon
this
potato.
true?
If you put on one of my shirts, it would come to your belly button. All right? How dare. Oh, you son of a bitch. Oh, you bastard.
Okay, sorry. Wrong show.
Why do you always have to embarrass me in front of our guests, Cardiff? Okay.
Because I'm trying to alpha male you.
Be my guest.
If it makes you feel better, I
show.
don't understand what just happened.
I do. I just threw Cardiff off.
Oh my god.
All right, come back. Wait a second.
It's a
Oh
hot
my God.
potato.
Wait, what's happening? That's better. That works.
You messed everything up.
This is your
Okay.
show now, Chrissy.
Now, Chrissy,
Yay.
would you be surprised that this person on Reddit, on the Am I an Asshole page, was deemed to be the asshole? They got the red label right there
The
at the
dress
top.
wearer got the
Yes.
asshole.
Wow.
Listen to some of
Okay,
these.
the only fraction of an asshole thing she did was ignore her friend's text message. She should have. The only thing she should have done differently said, "Shoot, I already have it on. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'll see you soon," or something like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with you there. I feel like if real communication would have solved all of these problems, and the only thing that she did was ignore a text message.
Mm-hmm.
If they just communicated this, it probably would have been a lot easier. Now, here's some of the dissent here. You're the asshole. Nice misleading title. The problem isn't that you wore clothes that wouldn't fit your friend. The problem is you wore clothes she specifically asked you not to wear to spare her from embarrassment. At the very least, you're not this girl's friend, because a friend would have taken the time to change, not ignored the message.
But it sounds like she was already on her way.
It's wild how many people in comments here would show up at someone's party wearing something the host asked you not to wear and then expect to be considered not an asshole. If you're
Wow.
okay doing that, then you clearly hate the hosts that don't care about ruining
These
the
are
party.
all women writing these.
I'm thinking that's Sarah who wrote that.
Yeah.
The next person said, "You're the asshole to wear a dress to a party for a person that had a special significance for the dress and who had bought it for his girlfriend. Her friend indicates at best the original poster wanted to show off a designer dress, and at worst had designs on Sam." So what we're learning here is everybody on Reddit is crazy.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I think everyone.
I didn't even think there were women on Reddit.
I think that's why we do this show, Vinny.
Yeah.
They're all in this sub though. Every woman on Reddit is in Am I the Asshole? That's the only one where women are allowed.
She should have freaking, when she sold her the damn dress, been like, I know this is so weird, but like, could you just not wear it to this party? Like, she just should have told her, like, maybe right away, because she didn't tell her till after, right?
Right.
Yeah, it was after. After she told her she was planning to wear it to this.
After she's at the party, she finds out. Like,
yeah, it's too late. If you want to have weird strings attached to this dress, again, it is mostly the seller of the dress's fault. But like, if you're gonna be like, I'm gonna talk to my guy about it, just don't wear this at this one party. Like, I know that's so fucking weird. I'm so sorry. You know.
Yeah, just communicate. Honestly, though, if I was this girl and Sam was like, "Hey, that's a great dress," I'd be like, "Yeah, you have great taste."
But it's also possible that someone bought the same dress.
Yeah, that's what Sam thought, and it wasn't a big deal. Sam just moved on with his life.
Yeah, because he's a guy. He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah. I mean, I would be a little like, "Oh, you sold it and you took a loss? What the fuck?" Like, I'd be more concerned.
Selling a gift from is a little ugh. Like, it would have been better for her to just give it to her,
or dye it. Too, it works. Next post Cardiff. What do we got?
Yes, another feminine post to discuss with our friend Chrissie Mayr. Am I the asshole for suggesting to my friend that she should shave? My friend, 29, let's call her Emily, is an amazing person. She's fun, adventurous, intelligent, super active, a fantastic cook, outgoing, and just a great girl to be around. But a few years ago, she decided not to shave anymore. Legs, armpits, female areas, out of protest to the patriarchy.
Oh God.
resulting in her having very long dark hair everywhere.
That'll teach us.
That'll teach the patriarchy.
The patriarchy has died today. A few days ago, we were having a beer, and she told me how sad her dating life was. That she kept meeting guys and having very fun dates, but never got a call back.
Gee, wonder why.
Or when she tried asking for a second or third date, she got rejected in a very generic manner. We know that Emily puts out on the first date.
Well, she gives them a little bit of pit.
Yes. Now, after
And then
telling her
she
you're
gives
so
them pit, and they go, "What a lovely Navajo blanket you have there." No, that's just my heart.
does that say Mune? Now, after telling her you're so gorgeous and wonderful, the right man will come, don't worry, multiple times, I decided to go out on a limb and said something along the lines of, I know this is a very superficial thing to say, but do you think it might help if you would shave? She was taken aback and told me she was disappointed that I would suggest she change her appearance for men and that I was the reason so many women were suppressed. I immediately apologized, but the evening was pretty much ruined. I texted her the next day apologizing and for hurting her, but she never replied. I really didn't want to hurt her, but I also don't quite know how my comment was that bad. I'm not sure how to phrase my apology, so I decided to take it here and ask people how big of an asshole I am. It's just honesty. Don't you want honesty from your friends, Chrissie Mayr?
Yes, that's how you get closer.
Like, you don't need an echo chamber with your close friends. You want someone you can bounce stuff off. You want to improve. You want to solve a problem. She came to her with a problem.
You keep people at a distance when you're not honest with them. And even if you think like, oh, I'm sparing their feelings, or a lot of people just, they're not honest because they want to avoid conflict, but it's like and I was just having this conversation with my sister, and I'm like, the conflict doesn't disappear. It's like you either take it on yourself and you hold it in and you build resentment for not being honest with somebody, or it's like, yeah, you're honest, and then you kind of have no control over how somebody reacts, but it's your job to like be honest with the people you care about.
And, in general, if you're having to have these super sensitive conversations with people, you're not that close to them. Like, if you feel like this is really that far out of the realm of something you could talk with somebody who's your close friend, I feel like maybe your relationship's not that strong, because I know that, like, if my friend stopped shaving everything, I would be like, hey, your vagina looks like a cross stitch. You should probably
and it's this
pal.
woman is like living in a bubble, and the only reason why they grew this arm hair is because they have a bunch of other women around them going, yeah, this is a great idea, like, you're so strong and empowering, you're making a difference. Like,
I guarantee
no.
they're all married women who don't care. They're just like, oh, that's so good for you. You show them.
How can she shave when her sink is constantly filled with soaking pads?
No,
There's nowhere for her to shave.
I'm gonna hurl.
Is there some type of maybe compromise here where she wouldn't need pads anymore if she could just build up enough self padding? Is that?
Oh, you're talking about free bleeding?
No, she could use the extra long hair to absorb.
Okay,
it's
Carter.
not cute. If you want to be a feminist, there's other ways to do it, but it's like, unless you want to be asexual and you never want to meet a man, shave your damn arms and legs, people.
So the top reply here: she has the right not to shave. Agreed. And the men she dates have the right to think it's gross. People are attracted to what they are attracted to, and that's the reality. If she wants a man who doesn't mind that she doesn't shave, that will be a much smaller percentage of male dating pool.
Exactly.
You're just difficult.
Severely limiting your chances.
Do you put that in your Tinder profile?
You have
is there
to.
a box to check for unshaven?
Someone who does that is going to have pictures of them like doing it.
Mm.
They're going to think it's cool.
Probably.
Pictures of them at the salon with two people braiding the armpits for them.
Yeah, I bet she wears a lot of strappy dresses too.
Ew, and it's going to smell. It just collects smell.
Yeah, she has to avoid zippers because, the hair keeps getting caught.
Who has zippers in their armpits?
I don't know.
Vinny's
like a gimp suit, maybe.
Vinny's an aspiring fashion designer. He's working on a few pieces right now with zipper armpits.
He's working on a reusable pad line.
Zippers. That's it. You could zipper in your reusable pads. Now, I have a post, guys, and I have one that is for everybody. I know we've talked a lot about women fighting and cattiness and lots of different issues. But today, I want to know about this, and I want everyone's opinion. So feel free to join in the chat, and please leave your comments on this video because I'd really like to know the answer to this. Would I be the asshole if I asked a blind person to pick up after her service dog?
I thought service dogs were trained not to shit.
Right.
How do you train a dog not to shit?
You
How do you
breed them.
train them to do anything they do?
You actually can breed them to be more constipated.
They're amazing animals.
Really?
No.
No.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I'm retired.
All right, Jimmy.
Oh.
Aw,
Hi, Eugene Breen.
Eugene Breen loves his blanket. Post says, I live in a college town, and like most people here, I walk a lot. Months ago, I started noticing dog poop on the sidewalk. New bits appeared almost daily. It looked like a dog was going to the bathroom as it was walking, leaving pieces strewn across 50-foot sections.
That
So this
that
dog's
dog needs
colon-
sweet potato.
Yeah, this dog's colon is washing the pavement. The sidewalk is heavily trafficked with people going to and from school and work, and people were clearly stepping on it. Nobody picked it up, and the only way it was being cleared was through rain, wind, or the bottom of someone's shoe. I have my own dog and walk several times per day. I can't fathom doing this. 2 obvious questions were, how could someone let their dog go right on the sidewalk and not pick it up? 2, how is this person avoided being caught in the act and asked to stop? Fast forward a few months, people. I noticed a blind, I assume lady, got to be conscientious of that, walking her dog along the sidewalk. The dog leads her, stops at her intersection until completely clear, etc. I thought, clearly this must be the culprit. She must not see to notice that the dog is doing it, and others didn't feel right telling them when they see it happening. Sure enough, I saw it happen a few days ago, and no one said or did anything. If I were in her position, I want to know so that I could fix it. I'd hate knowing my dog was doing this. Plus, I wouldn't want her stepping in it.
I think it's an act. I think she gets a blind stick and sunglasses every time she walks her dog so she doesn't have to pick up the shit.
It's a good act. It's a pretty good act.
Maybe the real problem here is the blind woman keeps feeding the dog beef stew instead of dog food. She keeps grabbing the wrong can. The dog just has some itch.
Right.
Or let's make another Seinfeld reference. Maybe it was beefaroni.
I have so many other questions. Yeah, like how, if this is happening, God, what does her house look like? What else is going wrong?
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine this woman doesn't smell it, right? Like,
Yeah.
You have super senses, right?
Oh, true, right.
You would think that she'd be walking down the street and go like, oh, we must be by the sewage plant again.
But sometimes you don't know. Like, I'm not blind, and sometimes I'll be walking the dogs, and like you just don't realize that they're shitting until you feel like a little pull. You're like, eh.
Yeah, sometimes they just squeak one out while they're
don't
stop too long. Yeah.
This is interesting because she did say that the poop seems to be like tracked. Like the dog is just walking and shitting.
He's not eating good. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's clearly not the way dogs do it. Dogs stop and, they do that thing where they squat and look at you in the eye.
I
Again,
love
though,
that.
let's go back to the
I think
training.
it's cute.
And you say, good boy. You're a good boy.
The dogs are looking at you because they want to make sure you have their back and you're looking out for them while they're in a vulnerable pooping position.
You know what I do? I look the other way and then watch my dog freak out. What the fuck? What the fuck?
No, you have to look out for them.
Oh, I do.
Defend them. Yeah, that's a difficult one. What do you do? What do you do?
The average person wouldn't say anything. But you know what? You know what you could do? I would, if it really bothers you, you must say something. I would, if you catch her in the act next time, be like, I'll pick up your poop for you. I don't know if you saw, but I got it.
Well, obviously,
I have extra bags. I have dogs too, and then maybe that starts a train of realization for her.
See, now that's a polite way to handle the situation. I don't think that's how I would do it, though. I don't know, man. It seems like it's a menace, though. If there's like just piles of shit for 50 feet,
Mhm.
on the sidewalk everywhere every morning. Maybe what you do is you put up a fence or something that you can't figure out how to get her out.
Oh.
Tripwire is what you're saying?
Wire. Oh, a hole. Just put a hole in the
Yes,
ground.
make a
Mhm.
trap.
Open a manhole cover. There's lots of ways to solve this
Vin-
problem.
Vinnie Paulino would like you to trap blind people walking in front of your homes, people.
This solution is brought to you by Acme Products. Now, some of the comments on this are interesting. People are saying that a service dog owner needs to know blind people are trained in how to handle this. At a convenient location, they're supposed to tell the dog, get busy, and pet it while it eliminates. The posture tells whether it's liquid or solid at that point. They know where it is and how and have special bags to collect it. So they teach you how to deal with this before they give you the dog.
Oh. Okay, that makes sense. That's good.
See, I assume there's got to be a system for it.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
they should be teaching the service dogs. I don't know, a way to let the owners know that they have shitted
Or
will
put a
shit.
shit bag on the dog.
Like a little
They have dog
horse.
shit bags? Yeah, like a
Yeah.
horse.
Yeah.
I like
You
that
can
idea.
Empty it when you get home.
Be a little nozzle on it. Just
No.
Do they make
Right.
those in human size?
I don't. I don't. Now, Cardiff, I think we have time for about 2 more posts today. What do you
We
got,
do.
my friend?
We do.
Yeah.
You're frozen, by the way.
No, I'm not.
Am I the asshole for telling my daughter-in-law she wasn't invited due to her weight?
What?
Yes, you're an asshole for that.
Sorry, Vinny. What didn't you get to do this weekend because of your weight? Why are you so
He
upset?
doesn't even know. That's the problem.
I wasn't allowed to go on the hayride.
Funny you mentioned that. We have done plenty of things that are not physically taxing with her, but even the small stuff, she ends up on a bench for half the day. We went to a small mall, half the day on the bench. It was and it was just window shopping, so they're just walking around. She is obese. Her ankles are swollen from weight. The connection between her weight and not walking far without a break is very obvious. I will try to keep this short. I have 3 girls, and we still like to do girls' trips for the day. My son got married to a girl named Beth. Now, before her first kids, she was average weight, and after it got a lot worse. Her only kid is 8 years old at this point, and she hasn't lost the weight. It's bad enough that she needs constant breaks walking.
Damn.
I used to like her, and now I don't due to how she acts. Everywhere
Checks
we
out.
go,
No, you don't like her because she's out of breath?
everywhere we go with her, it's constant complaining that she's tired. The last
Wow.
girls' trip to the mall was spent sitting on a bench half the day since she needed a constant break. If you try to leave, she will go on about abandoning her.
Oh, wow.
That's bullshit right there. If you got to sit down because you're too tired, let everyone else go at least.
Yeah.
Sit there with your phone for 3 hours. I invited the girls to go to a farm for pumpkin patch and pick some apples. It has big orchards and a ton of walking. We went. It was a great time, and some pictures went on Facebook. I got a call from Beth asking why she wasn't invited. I lied, saying it was just a family trip, and she accused me of lying.
Because we
Had
didn't have
enough.
She knows why. She knows she's annoying. I would make all of your keep inviting her out, but make all of your activities with her like physical or working out. Be like, we're going to Zumba, we're going to rock climbing, we're going to do a Spartan race, 10K, no big deal. And then pretty soon she'll either realize that she's too fucking fat to hang out, or she'll stop.
Or she'll
saying
be in
yes to
great
things.
shape.
Yeah.
I told her the truth. I told her she wasn't invited due to her weight. That she forces
Whoa!
us to stop.
And it's
all
not
the
even her
time.
weight, it's her attitude that sucks.
Yeah,
And the
she
complaining.
You're a
forced us to
fat bore. You weren't invited.
stop all the time, and it ruins the trips most days since we don't get to do half the stuff. She called me a jerk and hung up. I'm getting texts from my son saying to apologize, but the girls are on my side, and we're sick of having trips ruined since
Yeah.
we have to wait for her all the time.
Yeah, that's reasonable. Well, you know
Wow.
what? So what's the person's relationship to the fatty?
The
Neither.
daughter-in-law.
It's a daughter-in-law.
Daughter-in-law.
Yeah.
I would, if you really care about this person, you have to have a conversation about what we can all do to help them get healthier. If you really care about this person, of course, the easier thing to do if you don't want conflict is lie, keep creating stories. But this person's going to be in your life for the duration, so I would say nut up, sit them down, and be like, "Look, I'm sorry about whatever bullshit in the past, but like we are really concerned about your health and like." Is this emotional eating? Are you just not getting enough exercise? Like really try to get to the root of it. Be like, let's do fucking keto, baby. You just gotta
But yeah,
things.
if she would just at least say, yeah, I'd like to go with you guys, but yeah, I can't. If she had the self-realization to realize I can't do everything you're doing, I'm just going to sit in the coffee shop while you guys go. I'll be here when you guys leave. We can, we'll enjoy your day. But no, yeah, she just wants to fuck everyone else's day over.
Be a nuisance.
Yeah.
And nobody likes not being included, especially when they were a part of a group and then they feel like they're no longer part of a group. And
right, she really might be. Sorry to interrupt. Okay,
No.
sorry. I have such a bad habit, but like, okay, finish your thought.
No, please.
Go right ahead.
We'd rather listen to you. That's why you're here.
Oh my God, she really might not know how much of a pain in the ass she is. Like, she really might not know how much she holds people up, that people have to wait for her. Maybe everyone else around her is like kind of allowing and not saying anything, which is bad because it's like the husband should be the person to say something.
Yeah, between feeding her sides of beef, he should have a conversation with her.
There is another solution to this.
Start like a mukbanging YouTube channel.
Well, that is pretty close to the solution I was going to suggest. Let's take the 600-pound life route. Let's just make her housebound. Let's just keep feeding her so much that she can't even leave the house anymore.
That's my plan B. Okay, so it sucks to not be included. I think I get why this woman would feel bad, and I don't think that I would have said, "Hey, listen, maybe lose some weight and we'll invite you back out." I don't know if that's the way I would handle this. I think Chrissie is right. You have to have the serious conversation if you're going to have a conversation. The problem is you can't just be flippant about something like this, and you can't just be blunt. This is one of those things that you have to be way more delicate than you probably want to, spend the energy being delicate and delivering this message. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to spend the time to sit down and tell this person, we don't invite you because we're afraid of the Japanese whaling fleets following us around the mall. You don't want that. You don't want that. You want to just say, hey,
yeah, we don't have to keep ducking harpoons every time we're out.
Right. We just want to help you get better. What can we do to help you get better?
Sorry.
There she blows. She's fighting the baby gap. All of this, I feel bad for this woman because one of these days I'm sure my wife is going to leave me behind to die slowly.
Wow.
But, I just think she handled this wrong. So I'm going to say, yeah, you are kind of the asshole on this one. That's my opinion. I think maybe you're a little too blunt. Oh, please. Look at me sticking up for fat people. What a shocker, huh, everybody?
Amazing.
Cardiff, who's
You're
the
so
asshole
brave.
here?
You're so brave, Vinny. You're muted.
You're muted.
I'm muted.
Oh, there you are. Oh,
I
no,
wasn't
sorry.
saying anything.
I thought you were talking.
Patting myself on the back.
You're such a great actor.
For being
yeah, Fatty's the asshole. At least have the self-realization you can't do what everyone else is doing. Look, I had a bachelor party many years ago. It was like a whole weekend thing, and one of the activities was skydiving. We got to the skydiving place. I read the paper that you have to sign, the waiver that you have to sign, and I believe I was about 8 pounds over the maximum limit for skydiving.
What?
So I didn't say, "Hey guys, sorry, we can't go skydiving today." I said, "Hey guys, I'll be right here when you're done."
Oh,
I'll be drinking in the bar.
What is it? Because the plane couldn't hold you?
No, I believe the parachute would be the issue, Vinny, not the plane.
Oh.
Yes, I was.
Yeah, you
too
don't want to
big
risk that. You don't want to risk that.
because again, it's a tandem jump too for amateurs. So I think there was a maximum weight amount, and I'm a larger gentleman. So yeah, I was not, but yeah, I didn't stop everyone else from having fun.
Yeah, here's the
Said,
thing
"See
about
you guys."
Cardiff. Cardiff and I, if we were gonna, let me explain to you. I know he's a cartoon potato, but if Cardiff and I are the perfect people to open a big and tall shop, Cardiff is like Lurch. Cardiff is a very big man. Vinny's wife just throws pizza at him. Yeah. You do foreplay your way, I do foreplay mine. What's the problem? What's the problem?
Oh, yeah.
All right,
that was
Cardiff, you got another post for us?
I do. I got one more we can go through. Am I the asshole because I told my parents to choose between living in my garage or a nursing home? I don't drive and I live in my forever house with my dogs. My kids are grown up and I'm a widow. I converted my garage into a legal guest house with everything a person needs for when the kids visit, an independent washroom, kitchen, everything. My parents have recently asked me if they can move in with me, and I agreed. And I talked to my kids to let them know that if they came for a visit, the garage was taken, so they would have to stay in the house. So she's built an apartment in her garage. She's converted her garage into an apartment. My parents showed up on the appointed day, and the kids showed up with their families to help get them moved in. And they actually had already arranged the hotel for one family, so we would not be crowded. My parents were confused as to why they were moving their stuff into the garage. I told them that that's where they were staying. They said they thought they could move into my house since I have 5 bedrooms. I explained that I actually had 2 bedrooms since one room is my office where I see clients. She's a prostitute. One is my private office and one is my hobby room. The spare bedroom is mostly for my dogs.
Okay. Wow.
There's lots of space for activities.
Lots of space for
Hobby
activities.
room.
They said they wanted to live in the house or live in the house, not out in the garage like Fonzie. I said it was a take it or leave it situation. If they want the garage, they could move in. If they didn't want the garage, they could move into a nursing home or something. They are upset that they are living rent-free in a private guest house that is fully up to code. I see where some people might be upset at the homeowner, but again, it is her house.
What's the problem? You have a guest house there. It's right there. It's for guests, and like it's what it's made for.
Yeah, I think either you have to be honest that you don't want if you really don't want people, because I think the cope about, I have all these rooms. This room has my hobbies in it, and this room has my other shit. It's like clearly you don't want people to come over. You're making it not hospitable by laying claim over these other rooms that you could fucking sweep up your damn Legos and change the sheets. Someone could stay in there.
Yeah, to be fair, like the parents have got to be like, hey, don't you think I wanted to have a hobby room instead of your bedroom as a kid?
Yeah, put away your S&M gear. How long are these people staying for?
Forever.
Oh, forever? Yeah, so it sounds
well,
like
they referenced Fonzie, so probably about 4 or 5 years max.
They probably it sounds like they just don't want them to move in. So they should be honest about that.
Yeah. But no, I see the point where I think they expected you have all these rooms. Why can't you just move some of your stuff? But at the same time, it's
not really up to them.
Yeah, it's her house. She's got it set up the way she wants her comfort, the way she's kind of set up her life.
And what is the relationship of the homeowner to the squatters?
It's her parents. Her parents.
Oh, the parent. Well, shit. Okay, so your parents, you are kind of obligated. Wait, are they sick, or are they just in between houses right now, or
Seems
what?
like they're just aging out as the option. As the only other option was a nursing home.
That's the thing, right? Unless they need full-time care, I feel like you got to give it the old try.
I say, you're welcome. You could stay in the garage. That's why I built it. I built this just for you. Enjoy it. Isn't it wonderful? Look at this. There's a bed and a wall and a door. Oh, look,
Isn't
a
it
roof.
Cold in the garage, though?
Not if you build it right.
Yeah. Don't worry, and don't worry. As soon as I park
blanket,
as soon as I park the car, I'll close the door right away. It won't even bother. You won't even know.
Yeah, you can cuddle up next to the car after I turn the engine off.
Yeah. Or maybe I won't turn the engine off.
Yeah, and we'll really fix this problem.
we'll just let it run.
Like, oh my god, I forgot to turn it off. I'm so sorry.
Oops. Auto start. She's in the house with her remote starter. all night.
Do they not have money? Is it a financial issue? They don't have money to live
It
somewhere
seems
else?
like it's a financial issue.
That's
They were just
tricky.
looking for a place to live.
You're broke too? You're broke and I got to move out my Lego room? I got to find a new
It is
spot
your
for the
parents.
Tower of Power?
I think it is your parents. You should really, you kind of owe it to them.
Yeah.
Now, if there was some, does it change the dynamic if there was some type of, the parents helped her buy this house 10
Of
or 15
course.
years ago, right? Like
You
they
kinda
gave
look
her,
like an
they gave her
asshole.
$100,000, and
Yeah.
now she's like forgetting the debt that is owed.
And also, it's like, come on, anybody with parents getting to a certain age knows that this is going to be a possibility. So you should be planning for that or thinking about it. I think at least when your parents turn like 70, right? Or even before that.
My mom is 76 and my father's no longer with us. So I spend a lot of time helping this lady out with stuff. And if the time came and I had a nice guest room in the garage and I said, Mom, I have this guest room here for you, my mother would go, thank you, son. You're the best one of my children. Your sister's a whore and I hate her. She wouldn't say that. But like, I think she would just say, hey, I'm grateful for this. I'm a little surprised that the parents are like, oh, we're going to be squatting it over here in the garage. Like she said, it's a guest house. Like it was built for people to come and stay.
Oh, wow.
It's not like it's a fucking pallet with a blanket on it.
Yeah, I've seen nice garages that are kind of converted into like guest houses. They can be cool. You can sometimes do whatever you want in them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Either way, I'm going to go with parents are the assholes here.
I'll give
Sounds
it to the
like
parents
it.
as well.
I'm going to lean towards the parents. There's a little bit more. They could have had a little more tact. And, I mean, you can always compromise. You can always talk these things out.
Jimmy, what say you? You get one opinion on this show. Go for it.
I'm just going to agree with you on that. Yeah, parents.
That's the right opinion. Thank you. Yeah.
Wise man. Wise man.
Because otherwise, you're out of here.
Oh.
Jimmy, who? All right. Do we have time for one more, Chris? You got time to do one more with us?
Yes.
All right. I got one more.
You got a big. You got one for us, Vinny?
I do. I got it right here. This is our closer today, folks.
All right.
Am I the asshole for not wanting my autistic sister to come to my birthday party?
No.
Yeah.
You know what? They should hook up with the fat people, and then the autistic person will tell the person you're obese, you need to lose weight. Like just literally just put them in a room together.
No, hold on. What dress is the autistic person wearing?
It's one of those ones with snaps all over it.
Oh,
a lot of zippers. On
the armpits, Vinny.
The original. You got to let them breathe. You got to unzip. I'm reading this one, and the poster is a 15-year-old female turning 16. And she is talking about her sweet 16 here. She doesn't want her autistic stepsister at her sweet 16. Her stepsister is 16 already. She's autistic. She is fairly high functioning, but very spoiled and throws tantrums whenever she doesn't get what she wants.
Ugh.
When I was little, she would always ruin my birthday parties, so I stopped having parties with my mom's family. I usually have parties with just my dad's family and my friends. This year I'm turning 16, so I'm having a bigger one, which my dad is mostly paying for. But I'm inviting my mom, my stepdad, my stepbrother, and half siblings, and I'm having a party with about 90 people. And over the weekend, my grandmother is going to take me and some of my friends and cousins to their cabin in the mountains. So this sounds like a nice party. I do not want my stepsister to come to the party or to the cabin. I know she's going to ruin it. She gets jealous whenever I get anything, and my dad is planning to gift me my dream car at the party, so I know she's going to throw a fit. Oof. She always steals the attention from me, and I just don't want her there. I'm not inviting her to the cabin either because it's just for my cousins on my dad's side and my friends. I'm not that close to her. Besides, we're going to hike, boat, ride horses, and do other outdoor events that I know my sister can't handle. She must be fat too. She's going to start crying if we try to go out on the water, and she can't walk further than a half a mile without getting tired. Yesterday, she told me she's really excited for my party because it's at the zoo, and she loves it there, and she's never stayed at the cabin before. I told her she's not invited, and she started crying and ran out of the room. My mom called me an uncaring brat for not inviting her and telling her so bluntly. She said that her mother and my stepdad aren't coming either if she's not invited. I don't think I'm the asshole because it's my party and I don't want her to ruin it.
Yeah, it's your party. You're not. You even said as soon as you said you're not. I'm not close with her. Boom. You're not obligated.
You're having 90 people there. I mean, it's hard to talk your way out of not throwing one extra person on the list when there's already 90 people coming. Like it's
But
not
it's
like
also your party.
It's a sweet 16 party. Come on. Hey, she's a cunt.
Whoa.
Right, or you invite her and just ignore her.
Here's what I think they should have said to this girl.
I will adopt a cocksucker.
Thank you, Angry Alice.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, first comment here is from a 19-year-old autist responding. As an autistic person myself, let me be the first to say, not the asshole. Your birthday party is about you. That said, with comments like, she is fairly high functioning, but very spoiled and throws tantrums, it sounds like you have a lot to learn about autism. Obviously, your stepsister is not your responsibility, but learning would make your life and everyone else's life a lot less difficult. Also, excluding a close family member will likely cause lifelong problems. I don't think that that's your fault. I just want to prepare you for that reality. Okay. I think that's fair. You realize you're going to be hearing about this from now until forever. Every time you throw a party for the rest of your life.
You remember that time?
Is she invited?
Yeah, I guess I would invite them and then just keep my distance. Like there's so many people there, you're not going to have to be forced to hang out with this person too much.
This is one of those things where you've already told her. So now if you invite her, it's like you're fucked because she already
told her.
Yeah, you shouldn't have said anything. You should have kept your mouth shut and just let her and bite the bullet and let her fucking come and ruin everything.
Or you should have not told her, but then also invited fewer people so that you at least have the excuse of, oh, it was just a small party.
I feel like there's an opportunity here to shift this power dynamic, Chrissy. I feel like what should happen is you let her come to the party, let her ruin it, and then you hold it over her head and it's the parents' head, your mother and your stepdad's
maybe
head
even
forever.
set her up, set a trap for her to ruin it. I like this idea.
Yeah. Like there's lots of things that you can do to set her off. Like, put bubble wrap down or something, do something really.
Make it so the next party, everyone else is going to be saying, don't invite her. So it's not on you. That's okay. Devious.
You think this mother's not used to this daughter not being invited to things?
But how old is the autistic person?
16.
You're still a kid.
It is. We are talking about
if you're inviting people of that ilk on the other side of the family, or you know what I mean? If you're inviting similar levels of closeness to her, if you're not that close to her, but you're inviting this other person or cousin, then you can make the argument for inviting the autistic person. And you've already told her, so yeah, just invite her and just ignore her. Or set up a scheme for her to ruin the party.
Or just really have fun in front of her. Just have a really great time in front of her. When the car comes out, roll around on the hood like you're Tawny Katane in a music video. Oh, I'm so thankful, Dad, for my car.
Cover yourself in soap and ride around on the hood.
Yes, I think that would be fun.
Who gets a brand new car at 16? Jeez.
An asshole.
She's the asshole just for getting something like new thing. I've literally never had a new car, and I don't want one.
Hard to argue that. And not to mention my dream car at 16.
If you're getting a new car at 16, like you've reached the top. How does it get better from there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a long way down from there.
It can only get worse.
Yes.
Yeah, your 40s are gonna suck.
They have a big bow on it.
Oh, the big car bow. Well, I have to say thank you to our wonderful guest, Chrissie Mayr, who's joining us today. You'll be able.
Congratulations again.
Well, thank you.
I want to make sure I get the proper plugs out for Chrissy because we really appreciated your time this morning. It was a lot of fun catching up and seeing you.
This was such a fun show. What a great idea.
Thank you.
I feel like I should have worn a bathing suit and had a surfboard.
Well, there's always the next one.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll insist on that next time.
And a Hawaiian shirt.
No. And maybe we'll do it on Patreon, so you don't even have to wear the bathing suit.
Perfect. Problem solved. I'll go topless too, Chrissy. We'll both let them hang out. Folks, Chrissy's going to be filling in for Anthony Cumia today on Compound Media at 4:00 Eastern time. So if you're a Compound subscriber or not, go over there and watch her. And you could also watch the Wet Spot on Compound Media, I believe. And you could visit Chrissie Mayr's YouTube channel. Just type in @Chrissie Mayr in the search bar, @Chrissie Mayr on Twitter, and @Chrissie Mayr Pod on Instagram. Did I get them all?
You did. Wow, I'm impressed.
Chrissie Mayr, we love you. Thank you for being a part of the show today. And to all of our big kahunas, thank you for watching live.
Wait, before you go, Rochi has a question for you.
Chrissy, her name's Chrissy.
Yes, Christy. Is Christy a MILF now?
This is a common autocorrect error, so I won't hold it against Rochi. But yeah, I guess that's up to the eyes of the beholder.
Very good.
Stoneman says, yes, it does, Rochi. So there you go. Okay,
I did
folks,
qualify.
we're going to get out of here. But remember, we are going to be back every Monday at 8 o'clock live. This was just a little experiment, the Secret Surf. So keep an eye out. Make sure you follow it. Find us on Patreon. SubRedditSurfing.com is the easiest way to get to that. And Jimmy the Lip, thank you. Cardiff, thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see you all next time. You are a fantastic viewing audience.
Our big kahunas.
Bye, guys.
I just realized I forgot to do that part. We got to thank the big kahunas. Chrissy, you don't have to stay here for this. You could run out of here.
I want to.
Okay. So big thank you to our big kahunas. Our first 50. We just started our subreddit surfing Patreon about a week and change ago. So there's 50 of you in there already. We thank you for that. Joni G, Fisker Whisker, Hamad N, David W, Aaron L, Joe, Ken A, J-Bone, Slocum, Jib Mob, Damian M, Gut, Joel, Joe Supposed to, Josh R, Nick R, Cyber Organic, Charlie NYC, John K, and Grampy's Champies. Cardiff, your turn.
Also, Dr. Steve, Mr. Wiggles, Rochi, Carly, Brinkamania, Dylan from somewhere, Monty, Gregory K, Victor F, Tyler P, Pony Power 2. Good. Someone got Pony Power 1 that they had to go. Anyway, Goodhound, Stoneman 623, Derek K, Bjorn Cray, Stinky Italian Gang, Steve, Brian, and Kindy. Kindy is a big kahuna.
Hold on. Don't forget our top 10, the council.
Our founding 10,
founders.
the original
5K,
10.
Kinky Loco, JT, Eugene, the Bichon Frise, Jimmy the Lip, Steve M, Fred R, Hunter Duke, Hall & Oates, and Jervis Tetch. You guys are incredible.
The OG.
And now we will say goodbye to you. See you next week, everybody.
Sit, Eugene, sit. Good dog.